Nagbabalik ang inyong paaralang panghimpapawid,
Aral TarlakHenyo
sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26,
at sa bayang naririnig sa DZTC 828,
Radyo Pilipino Tarlac.
Tayo rin ay napapanood sa FB Live ng RTV Tarlac Channel 26.
Sumasahimpapawid mula sa bayan ng Pura Tarlac,
mula sa bayan ng San Clemente.
Mula rito sa Purok Elementary School, Pura Tarlac,
sa bayan ng Kapas Tarlac.
ako, ang inyong guro,
na maghahatid sa inyo ng makabuluhang pagtalakay sa ating aralin.
Welcome sa ating Project Shine. Aral TarlakHenyo ng SDO Tarlac Province na kasalukuyang napapanood dito sa RTV Tarlac Channel 26 at sa bayang napapakinggan sa 828 AM DZTC Radyo Pilipino Tarlac at napapanood sa Converge Channel 100. Magandang buhay, mabuting tao. Kumusta kayo mga giliw naming tagapakinig? Ang aking pagbati at paghanga sa inyong pagpapahalaga sa edukasyon at pagpupursiging matapos ito ng nagtatagumpay sa kabila ng hamon ng pandemya. Ako ang inyong guro sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao sa ika-4 na baitang Ginang Eusebia Miguel Orbilio na sumasahimpapawid mula sa bayan ng Gerona. Sasamahan at gagabayan ka sa Most Essential Learning Competency na napapahalagahan ang lahat ng mga likha, may buhay at mga material na bagay sa pamamagitan ng pangangalaga sa magagandang tanawin tulad ng heritage, churches, at iba pa. Bago natin simulan ang ating aralin, nais ko munang siguruhin na naaalala pa ninyo ang inyong napag-aralan noong isang araw. Ito ay tungkol sa pangangalaga ng kabundukan at kagubatan. Sige nga, i-type ninyo sa chat box ang salitang tama kung ang isinasaad ng pahayag ay wastong gawain o paraan upang mapangalagaan ang ating kabundukan at kagubatan at salitang mali naman kung hindi. Handa na mga bata? Una, magtanim ng mga puno at halaman sa kabundukan at kagubatan. Tama ba ito o mali? Kung ang sagot ninyo ay tama, mahusay mga bata. Pangalawa, kailangan nating magtanim ng mga punong naputol upang mayroong susunod na lalaki at sisip-sip sa tubig ulan upang maiwasan ang anumang sakuna na maaaring magdulot ng kapahamakan sa mga tao. Ano ang inyong sagot? At ang tamang sagot ay tama! Kung ito rin ang inyong sagot, magaling kayo mga anak! Pangatlo, suportahan ang mga illegal loggers sa kanilang walang tigil na pagpuputol ng mga punong kahoy sa kagubatan upang gawing uling, mesa at silya. Kung ang sagot ninyo ay mali, tumpak kayo mga anak. Bilang isang mabuting mamamayan, dapat ihinto ang lahat ng mga iligal na mga gawain. Bagkus, tumulong tayo para mas mapalawak ang pangangalaga sa mga likha ng Diyos kagaya ng mga kabundukan at kagubatan. Pang-apat, pigilan ang pang-aabuso sa lupa. Deforestation, walang habas na pagkuha ng mga likas na yaman at paghuli ng mga hayop para ibenta. Kung tama ang inyong sagot, magaling kayo mga bata. Kailangan nating pigilan ang mga taong umaabuso sa kalikasan at humuhuli sa mga iba't ibang hayop, lalo na sa mga endangered animals. Natitiyak kong kayo ay handang-handa ng mga anak sa ating bagong aralin sa araw na ito. Maging alerto at listo sa anumang impormasyong magbibigay sa atin ng inspirasyon, pag-asa, at aral sa buhay na makatutulong sa pagiging mabuting tao. Kung kayo ay handa na, i-click ang like sign na siyang magbibigay sa akin ng hudyat upang ibigay sa inyo ang mga impormasyong isa sa isip, isa sa puso, at isa sa gawa ninyo upang kayo mismo ay magiging tagapangalaga ng mga magagandang tanawin tulad ng mga heritage o puok pamana sa ating bansa, churches o puok sambahan at iba pa. Mga bata, ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon ay tungkol sa mga magagandang lugar sa Pilipinas na kabilang sa UNESCO Historical Heritage at kung paano ito pahahalagahan at pangangalagaan. Ang UNESCO o United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization ay isang ahensya ng mga nagkakaisang bansa na nangangalaga sa edukasyon, kalinangan, at agham. Isa sa mga bagay na ginagawa ng UNESCO ay ang gumawa ng isang talaan ng lahat ng pinakamahalaga, natatangi, at nakapagbibigay pansin sa buong mundo. Tinatawag itong UNESCO World Heritage Sites o pandaigdig na pamana ng mga puok ng UNESCO. Ang mga ito ay hindi dapat guluhin o sirain ng mga tao, bagkus dapat pangalagaan at ingatan para sa mga tao sa hinaharap bilang isang pamana at alaala. Kung kaya't narito ang 10 mahalagang lugar na nakapaloob sa UNESCO. Una ay ang Tubataha Reef. Ito ay matatagpuan sa Dagat Sulu na malapit sa probinsya ng Palawan. Ito ay lubos na pinangangalagaan sapagkat ito ay likas na yaman ng ating bansa. Naitala din ito sa 7 Wonders of Nature kung saan nakatala ang mga lugar na may kamangha-manghang ganda. Diba? Ang ganda tignan nyo yung larawan. Pangalawa, San Agustin Church. Ito ay simbahang Romano-Katoliko sa ilalim ng orden ng San Agustin na matatagpuan sa loob ng Intramuros sa Maynila. Itinayo ito sa panahon ng mga Espanyol at idinisenyo ayon sa ilan sa mga Agostino, Mexico. Dahil sa kahangahangang istruktura nito, kaya marami ang nais na maidaos ang kanilang mga kasal sa nasabing simbahan. Pangatlo ay ang Mayon Volcano. Ito ay isang aktibong bulkan na matatagpuan sa lalawigan ng Albay. Sikat ito dahil sa perpektong hugis apa na nahulma sa pamamagitan ng mga pagkakapatong-patong ng daloy ng lahar at lava. Pang-apat, Malapascua Island. Matatagpuan ito sa Daan Bantayan, Cebu. Sikat ito dahil sa puting buhangin at malinis na tubig dagat kung saan ay makikita ang likas na angking ganda ng isla. Makikitaan din ito ng mga napakagandang coral gardens sa ilalim ng malinis na karagatan nito. Ang panglima ay Puerto Galera. Matatagpuan sa lalawigan ng Oriental Mindoro. Makikita rito ang mga magagandang tanawin at karagatan na dinadayo pa ng iba't ibang mga turista. Pinapanatiling maganda at malinis ang Puerto Galera dahil sa marami itong naibibigay na trabaho sa mga nakatira roon. Pang-anim, Puerto Princesa Subterranean River. Ito ay matatagpuan sa Palawan. Matatagpuan ang pasukan patungo sa ilog na nasa ilalim ng lupa sa isang bayan mula sa Sabang. Makikita dito ang mga naggagandahang mga yungib na may kakaibang uri at hugis ng mga bato. Para naman sa ikapitong bilang, Donsol, Sorsogon. Ang bayan ng Donsol ay isang ikatlong klaseng bayan ng Sorsogon. Tumanyag ang mga butanding sa Donsol, Sorsogon at dinarayo ngayon ito ng mga turista. Ang butanding ay tinaguri ang pinaka-malalaking isda sa Pilipinas. Kaya ngayon, ito ang nagsisilbing ikinabubuhay ng mga taga roon. Ang ikawalo naman ay ang Boracay Island. Ito ay isang tropikal na pulo sa Panay sa silangang bahagi ng Visayas. Dinarayo ito ng mga turista lalo na kapag bakasyon dahil ito ang sinasabing pinakamagandang baybayin sa buong mundo dahil sa malagatas at puti nitong buhangin. Ang pangsyam naman ay ang Chocolate Hills. Matatagpuan ito sa Bohol at tanyag ito dahil mayroong tinatayang 1,260 na mga burol sa lugar na ito. Nababalot ang mga burol ng mga luntiang damo at nagiging kulay tsokolate kapag tag-araw. Kaya, nagmimistulang tsokolate ito na nagsisilbing atraksyon sa mga dayuhang turista dito sa ating bansa. Ang panghuli ay ang Banawe Rice Terraces. Wow, ang ganda, di ba? Ito ay tinatawag ding hagdan-hagdang palayan at ito ang ikawalo sa pinakamahalagang lugar sa buong mundo. ito ay nabuo gamit lamang ang mga kamay ng mga ninuno ng mga katutubong batad. Matatagpuan ito sa bulubundukin ng Ifugao, Apayao, at Benguet. Dinarayo ito dahil sa angking ganda nito, lalo na tuwing panahon ng pagtatanim. Nagiging kulay luntian ang lugar na ito. At bilang mga Pilipino, responsibilidad natin na alagaan ang mga heritage sites na sumasalamin sa mayamang kultura at kasaysayan ng ating bansa. Ang mga sumusunod ay ilan lamang sa mga paraan upang maipakita ang pagpapahalaga natin at pangangalaga natin sa mga ito. Una, iwasan ang pagkakalat sa mga lugar na nabanggit kung bibisita dito. Ulitin ko, iwasan ang pagkakalat sa mga lugar na nabanggit kung bibisita dito. Kasi dinatnan nating malinis at maayos, kaya't panatilihin nating malinis at maayos din. Pangalawa, huwag magsulat ng kung ano-ano na maaaring makasira sa magandang lugar na pinupuntahan. Pangalawa, ulitin ko, huwag magsulat ng kung ano-ano na maaaring makasira sa magandang lugar na pinupuntahan. Pangatlo, iwasan ang pagtatakbuhan at paglalaro sa mga lugar na nabanggit upang hindi makasira ng mga bagay mula dito. Tandaan, iwasan ang pagtatakbuhan at paglalaro sa mga lugar na nabanggit upang hindi makasira ng mga bagay mula rito. Pang-apat, sumunod sa mga panuntunan na dapat sundin habang nasa mga lugar na ito. Sumunod sa mga panuntunan na dapat sundin habang nasa mga lugar na ito. At ang panghuli, maaaring hangaan ang mga bagay na makikita, ngunit iwasan lamang na hawakan ang mga ito upang hindi masira. Walalahanin mga bata, maaaring hangaan ang mga bagay na makikita, ngunit iwasan lamang na hawakan ang mga ito upang hindi masira. Isang talakayan na naman ang malapit ng matapos. Ako ay masayang-masaya sa ipinakita ninyong aktibong pagkikibahagi sa ating aralin ngayong araw. Higit sa lahat, ang inyong pagmamahal sa edukasyon. Ipagpatuloy ninyo mga anak, ang kagandahang asal na ito hakbang tungo sa katuparan ng inyong mga pangarap sa hinaharap. Sa puntong ito, panahon na upang alamin kung kayo ay may natutunan mula sa ating aralin sa pamamagitan ng munting pagsusulit. Sa lahat ng nanonood sa FB Live, gamitin ang FB comment section para sa inyong mga kasagutan. Ihanda naman ang panulat at sagutang papel sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa telebisyon at nakikinig sa radyo. Handa na ba mga anak? Narito ang ating panuto. Makinig ng mabuti. Isulat o i-type ang iyong sagot sa comment section ang salitang tama kung ang pahayag ay nagpapakita ng pagpapahalaga at pangangalaga sa mga magagandang tanawin at mga pamanang puok sa ating bansa na nakapaloob sa talaan ng UNESCO. At Mali naman kung hindi. Uulitin ko ha. Makinig ng mabuti at isulat o i-type ang iyong sagot sa comment section. Ang salitang tama kung ang pahayag ay nagpapakita ng pagpapahalaga at pangangalaga sa mga magagandang tanawin at mga pamanang puok sa ating bansa na nakapaloob sa talaan ng UNESCO. At salitang mali naman kung hindi. Para sa unang bilang, itinapon muna ni Pido sa tamang basurahan ang kanyang pinagkainan bago siya pumasok sa San Agustin Church upang magsimba. Tama ba o mali ang kanyang ginawa? Kung ang sagot ninyo ay tama, magaling kayo mga anak. Pangalawa, iniwan ni Budang ang bote ng soft drinks sa tabing dagat ng Boracay at hinayaan lamang niya na tanghalin ito ng malalakas na alon. Tama ba o mali ang ginawa ni Budang? Kung ang sagot ninyo ay mali, tumpak kayo. Pangatlo, nakita ni Lucas na palihim na nagtatapon ng gamit na langis ang mga tauhan ng barkong Zing na nakadaong sa Donsol, Sorsogon. At dahil dito, naaapektuhan na ang mga isda na nakatira sa dagat, kabilang na ang mga butanding, kung kaya't ipinagbigay alam niya ito sa kinauukulan. Kung ang sagot ninyo ay tama, mahusay kayo mga anak. Pang-apat, pinapanatili ng lokal na pamahalaan ang kalinisan sa Puerto Princesa Subterranean River upang patuloy na maraming turista ang bibisita at masisilayan nila ang kagandahan ng nasabing lugar. At ang sagot ay tama! Ganon din ba ang sagot ninyo? Magaling kayo! At ang panghuli, hindi sumusunod sa tour guide ang kaklase ni Eileen habang nasa Chocolate Hills pa lang sila. At palihim niyang tinapon sa gilid ng burol ang supot ng candy at tinapay. Tama ba ang ginawa ng kaklase ni Eileen? Ang tamang sagot ay mali. Kung ito rin ang inyong sagot, tumpak kayo mga anak. Binabati ko kayong lahat mga anak. Natitiyak kong nakuha ninyong lahat ang mga tamang sagot sa ating pagsusulit. Tandaan, responsibilidad natin bilang mga Pilipino na alagaan at panatilihin ang kalinisan at kagandahan ng mga lugar na ating pinag-aralan. Dahil ang mga ito ay sumasalamin sa mayamang kultura at kagandahan ng ating likas na yaman. Mahalagang tandaan na ang tunay na pagmamalasakit sa mga likha ng Diyos tulad halimbawa ng magagandang tanawin ng isang lalawigan ay nagpapakita lamang na tayo mismo ay nagpapahalaga sa mga bagay na ito. Ipagpatuloy lang natin mga bata ang pagtulong sa mga programa ng ating pamahalaan na kung saan makakatulong tayo upang mapaganda, maisaayos at mapanatiling malinis ang mga puok na aking nabanggit kanina. Mula sa akin, tanggapin ninyo ang mga salitang magaling at mahusay, mabuting tao. Mga bata, ako ay naghanda ng mga gawain at refleksyon sa inyong learning activity sheets. Inaasahan ko na ito ay inyong sasagutan ng buong sigasig at sa abot ng inyong makakaya. Sakali man na kailangan ninyo ang patnubay ng inyong kapamilya at guro, huwag kayong mag-atubiling sila ay tawagan upang kayo ay magabayan ng tama. At dito na nagtatapos ang ating talakayan. Panalangin ko na anumang konsepto, higit lalo ang mga aral sa buhay na inyong natutunan ay inyong maisa sa buhay sa araw-araw. Muli, ako ang inyong guro sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, Baitang 4, Ginang Eusebia Miguel Orvillo na nagpapaalala na piliing maging mabuting tao sa lahat ng panahon at pagkakataon. Pagpalain kayo ng ating Panginoon hanggang sa muli!
Travel to Herona and see how big North Shine has grown.
Doon na ho sa bayan ho namin, nakilala ho kami dahil sa North Shine. Nakita man yun, dati ho, parol capital ho kami dati ng Tarlac.
Did you know that children learn more when they initiate an activity and are actively engaged in it? This is your science teacher broadcaster, Princess Diana L. Ronquillo for Aral TarlakHenyo. Let's learn science together on Aral TarlakHenyo. Catch us live every Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Watch Aral TarlakHenyo on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26, simulcast over Radyo Pilipino, DZTC 828 kHz, and streamed live on FB page and YouTube channel of RTV Tarlac, Channel 26.
A brilliant day, my dear grade 4 learners. Here is another episode of Learning and Science that would help you to be bright. Welcome to Aral TarlakHenyo, here on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26, simulcast over DZTC Radyo Pilipino, Tarlac. For those who are Converge Cable TV subscribers, you can also watch us live on Channel 100. I am Riza P. Contawe, your teacher broadcaster for today. Broadcasting live from the municipality of Moncada, Tarlac. Grade for learners, prepare your pen, paper, and your science for Quarter 4, Module 5 entitled Safety Precautions During Different Weather Conditions as I give you a new learning experience. Before we go over with your module, make sure you are comfortable in your study corners, far from any distractions while listening to our broadcast. If you have questions or clarifications, you may also send me a message at 0910-181-8631. That's 0910-181-8631. In this episode, you will be taught to identify safety precautions before, during, and after a typhoon. But before we get to our main topic, let us first have a review of our previous lesson. Let me read to you the directions. Draw a happy face if the statement is correct, and sad face if it is not. You can write your answers on your science notebook or on your answer sheets provided by your teacher. And for those who are watching via Facebook Live, you may share your answer in the comment section. You have 5 seconds to answer each item. Are you ready, grade 4 learners? Then let's get started. For number 1, it is not good to burn dried leaves on windy day. Again, it is not good to burn dried leaves on windy day. Is it a happy face or a sad face? Your 5-second timer starts now. The correct answer is happy face. Burning dried leaves on windy day is not good, for it may cause fire. Now let us have item number 2. On a stormy day, it is better to play in the rain. Again, on a stormy day, it is better to play in the rain. Is the statement correct or not? Your 5-second timer starts now. Playing in the rain during stormy day is not good, for you may catch cold or fever. So the answer is sad face. Did you get it right, kids? That's great. Let us proceed to item number 3. It is not good to expose yourself to too much heat of the sun. Again, it is not good to expose yourself to too much heat of the sun. Is it a sad face or a happy face? Your 5-second timer starts now. The answer is happy face. Exposing yourself to too much heat from the sun is dangerous. Item number 4. During sunny days, we should wear thin clothes to feel comfortable. Again, during sunny days, we should wear thin clothes to feel comfortable. Is the statement correct or not? Your 5-second timer starts now. The statement is correct. We should be wearing thin and breathable clothes during sunny days. The answer should be a happy face. For item number 5, it is good to eat cold foods and drinks during cold weather to keep our body warm. Again, it is not good to eat cold foods and drinks during cold weather to keep our body warm. Is the statement correct or not? Your 5-second timer starts now. If your answer is sad face, then you are correct. During cold weather like rainy days, it is better to eat foods that can warm our body. Did you get a perfect score? If yes, congratulations, kids! You have already learned about the concepts of safety precautionary measures during different weathers. This morning, join me for another enjoyable learning experience as we continue to discuss safety precautions during different weather conditions. Young scientists, let's get started. At this point, let us find out what you already know about our lesson for today. Let us study the following statement and try to identify if the following safety precautions being described refers to preparations to be done during, before, or after a typhoon. Write your answers in your science notebook. For those who are watching via Facebook Live, you may share your answer in the comment section. For item number 1, listen to weather forecasts. Tune in to radio set and television or read the newspaper. Is the safety precaution being described refers to preparations before, during, or after a typhoon? You are right, grade 4 learners. This safety precaution refers to preparation before the typhoon. For statement number 2, cover your glass windows and appliances with cloth to avoid splinters when they break. Again, cover your glass windows and appliances with cloth to avoid splinters when they break. What preparation is being described? Good guess, kids! This preparation is being done during a typhoon. Doing this safety precaution during a typhoon will keep you safe being hit by splinters. How about statement number 3? If you see signs of water rising, better turn off the main sources of electricity. Again, if you see signs of water rising, better turn off the main sources of electricity. When does this safety precaution being done? If your answer is during a typhoon, then you are correct. Turning off the main source of electricity will keep you safe from possible electrical injuries. Let us move on to the next statement. Store adequate supply of ready-to-eat food, clean water, and clothing. Again, store adequate supply of ready-to-eat food, clean water, and clothing. What preparation is being described? If you answered before a typhoon, then you are again correct. It is always good to be prepared and ready by having enough supplies before a typhoon. For the last statement, repair all damages in the house. Again, repair all damages in the house. Is the safety precaution being described refers to preparations before, during or after a typhoon? If your answer is after a typhoon, then you are again correct. After a typhoon, house damages should be assessed and see what repair can be done. You are brilliant, my dear scientists. As I have said, today's episode, we will be discussing the different safety precautions that is being done before, during, and after a typhoon. Now, to further enrich your knowledge about the concepts, let us study the different safety precautions that is being done before a typhoon. First is, listen to weather updates and advisories. Being updated and informed about weather advisories is important for us to be prepared whenever a typhoon might hit our area. Also, weather warnings are important forecasts because they are used to protect life and property. Next is, check your house's condition and make necessary repairs. Repairing parts of the house that might get destroyed is necessary to avoid possible accidents during a typhoon. Make sure also to check beforehand that there are no fragile items or spots around your house and secure any objects that may be blown off. Another safety precaution to be done before a typhoon is prepare a survival kit, which includes emergency items such as canned goods, biscuits, water, and first aid kits. Having an emergency kit is an important step to prepare and protect your household from typhoon or any unforeseen events. An emergency kit is essential for short-term survival, providing vital items for you, your family, or household. It is also a good idea to always keep your kit in a handy place known to everyone in the household. Another is evacuate immediately once asked by the authorities to do so. We should evacuate immediately if told to do so by authorities. Authorities do not ask people to leave unless they conclude that lives may be in danger. We should also listen to a local radio or official. Next are the safety precautions to be done during a typhoon. Stay calm and stay indoors. Calming down allows you to gain control over your responses. This way, you are more likely to handle the situation in a mature and loving manner. Another is cover your glass windows and appliances with cloth to avoid splinters when they break. By doing this, accidents will be avoided. Next would be, if you see signs of water rising, better turn off the sources of electricity. Electric-powered items should be stored in higher areas and refrain from using them during flood. Areas. During a typhoon, we should get out of low areas that may be subject to flooding. Let us also avoid already flooded areas and do not attempt to cross flowing water. Also, follow the advice of local authorities. In times of typhoons and different calamities, it is best to follow the directions of the local authorities for our safety. Now let us discuss the safety precautions that are being done after a typhoon. First is Watch out for live wires. Watching out for live wires is important since touching one without any gloves may result in injury or death. Next is repair all damages in the house. After the storm, assess the damages in the house and find out what parts of the house needs repair. Another is clean up and dispose things that may be breeding places of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes breed by laying eggs in stagnant water. Storm, empty, drain, or cover all surfaces that hold standing water. Young scientists doing safety precautions before, during, and after a typhoon is very important. Being prepared can save lives, reduce fear, anxiety, and losses that a typhoon may cause. Now let us see if you really understood what we discussed for today. Let us have another activity about safety precautions before, during, and after a typhoon. For the directions, write true if the statement is correct and false if not. You may write your answer in your science notebook or on your answer sheets provided by your teacher. And for those who are watching via Facebook Live, you may share your answer in the comment section. Grade for learners, you have 5 seconds to answer every question. If you are ready, then let us start with item 1. After the typhoon, repair all damages in the house. I repeat, after the typhoon, repair all damages in the house. Is it true or false? Your 5-second timer starts now. If your answer is true, then you got the correct answer. This safety precaution is being done after a typhoon. Good job, kids! For item number 2, stay indoors. Stay calm and stay indoors during a typhoon. Again, stay calm and stay indoors during a typhoon. Is the statement correct or not? Your 5-second timer starts now. Learners, the answer is true. Stay calm. Store adequate supply of ready-to-eat food, clean water, and clothing after a typhoon. I repeat, store adequate supply of ready-to-eat food, clean water, and clothing after a typhoon. Your 5-second timer starts now. The answer is false. Preparing a supply of ready-to-eat food should be done before a typhoon. Let us go now to the next item. During a typhoon, clean up and dispose things that may be breeding places of mosquitoes. Again, during a typhoon, clean up and dispose things that may be breeding places of mosquitoes. Is it correct or not? Your 5-second timer starts now. Your time is up. The answer is false? This safety precaution should be done after a typhoon. For the last item, during a typhoon, follow the advice of local authorities. Again, during a typhoon, follow the advice of local authorities. Is it true or false? Your 5-second timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is true. During a typhoon, following local authorities' orders and instructions is advised. I hope you got the perfect score, my dear grade 4 learners. If not, you can always go back and review our lesson, and please remember the correct concept this time. Now it is time to wrap up everything that you have learned. For today's lesson, always remember, being prepared before, during, and after a typhoon or any other disaster can reduce fear, anxiety, and losses and can save lives. Communities, families, and individuals should know what to do in the event of a strong typhoon and where to seek shelter during a powerful storm. We should be ready to evacuate our homes and take refuge in public shelters and know how to care for our basic medical needs. I hope you have learned something about our topic for today, and I also hope that you will always be ready in times of bad weather conditions, strong typhoons, or any other forms of disaster by doing the safety precautions that we discussed. Now let me leave you some work to do at home. Please answer Activity A under What I Learned found on page 13 of your module. Let me read to you the direction. Complete the graphic organizer from your module by writing the safety precautions to be done before, during, and after the typhoons. Do it on your science notebook. Keep on moving, my grade 4 learners. You all did a great job today. And that's all for today, young scientists. I hope you had fun in learning Science 4, where your curiosity and imagination unfolds. If you have questions or clarifications, you may also send me a message at 0910-181-8631. Please continue to tune in to Aral TarlakHenyo here on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26, simulcast over DZTC, Radyo Pilipino Tarlac, and Channel 100 for Converge cable subscribers. Please like, share, and follow our Facebook page, RTV Tarlac Channel 26. For the time being, because of the pandemic, limitations fixed us in negativity. But bear in mind that our condition is temporary and that we are all capable of making change in our lives. This is your science teacher, Teacher Riza. Thank you for joining me in our fun-filled yet exciting learning adventure. My dear grade 4 learners, always remember, optimistic things are possible. Stop doubting yourself, work hard, and make it happen. Goodbye!
Upang matugunan ang mga kinakaharap na pagsubok ng mga guro at mag-aaral sa gitna ng kasalukuyang pandemya, nagsanib tulong sina Congressman Charlie Cojuangco ng unang distrito ng Tarlac, DEPED Region 3 Regional Director Dr. May B. Eclar at Tarlac Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Ronaldo Pozon para sa isang napapanahong proyekto na tinaguriang Project Shine, Aral TarlakHenyo. ang mga mag-aaral ng Grade 4 at Grade 5. Ganon din ang Grades 8 and 9 sa buong probinsya ng Tarlac. Kasalukuyang sumasailalim sa radio-based instruction. Katuwang ang himpilang DZTZ 828 kHz AM at RTV Tarlac, Channel 26.
Ang Tarlac po nangunguna po ngayon pagdating po sa radio-based instruction. Marami pong humahanga sa atin. I'm very happy this station, itong DCTC, could reach the whole of Region 3. Hindi natin alam, we are contributing. We are creating a very big dent in the history of Philippine education. And I am proud. I am here in Tarlac. This is the noble cause of education in which you and I, without you knowing it, we are bound to do.
Project natin na Project Shine is a natural consequence dahil sa nangyari sa buong mundo. Let's continue to work together. I think it's very Filipino to practice bayanihan in anything or most of the things that we do. And this is a manifestation of that. No? We have private sector, we have DEPED, we have local government, all working together. And I hope the parents of some of these children, especially the parents that did not graduate from school or hindi nakapag-aral nung sila ay bata, sana naman gamitin na nila itong opportunity na mag-schooling na rin sila kasama ng mga anak nila para mag-bonding pati ang mga magulang sa mga bata. I look at this as doing God's work. Diba? So if you do God's work, it feels right. It's righteous. It's for good, not for evil.
Good morning and happy learning, grade 4. Welcome to
Aral TarlakHenyo here on RTV Tarlac, Channel 26.
Simulcast over DZTZ 828. Radio Filipino Tarlac.
I am Teacher Mercy Pacheco Bognot.
This is Alistair Aidatu.
I am Marie Josephine B. Andrade.
I am Teacher Princess Marie M. Dueñas, and I will be your teacher broadcaster for today.
Multiply 1089 by 9, you will get an answer, the exact reverse, which is 9,801. My name is JRP Duldulao, your teacher broadcaster on Aral TarlakHenyo. For more math trivia and answers to your math questions, catch Aral TarlakHenyo every Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Learning math is so much fun!
Good morning! Welcome to Aral TarlakHenyo here on RTV Tarlac Channel 26. Simulcast over DCTC 828 Radio Filipino Tarlac. I am Michelle Amiasay, your teacher broadcaster for Mathematics Grade 4. Broadcasting live here at Ramos Tarlac. How are you mga batang Math-henyo? I hope you are all safe. Please get ready and join me for another fun and exciting journey here in the world of mathematics. But before we proceed, make it sure that you have beside you the things that you will be needed in our discussion. Please check if you have with you your pen, paper, module, or a textbook in Mathematics 4. If you don't have it yet, I will give you 5 seconds to get those things. Hurry up! Your 5 seconds start now. Moving on, let us have a quick review on our previous lesson. What was our lesson last Monday? Right. Last lesson was discussed by teacher Annalisa Lopez. And it is about drawing inferences based on data presented in a double bar graph. If we say inference, it is defined as the process of drawing conclusions based on evidence and reasoning. Making an inference refers to the process of taking information from reliable data and use this to draw a conclusion. The picture displays on the screen is the example of a double bar graph. A double bar graph is used to display two sets of data on the same graph. It helps us compare more than one kind of information. To draw inferences, it is important to observe the parts of the graph, then understand the relationship being illustrated on the graph, and lastly, make prediction based on the described situation presented by the data on the graph. There you go, guys, and I hope you will not forget the lesson you have learned in your last session with teacher Annalisa. Let us now proceed to our new lesson for today. For today's lesson, we are going to learn about recording favorable outcomes in a simple experiment. Take a look at the picture in your screen. What do you see? Correct. That is a peso coin, and we will use it in our first experiment. We call this experiment as tossing a coin. To make it more fun and realistic, you may ask your parents or your guardians at home and ask them to lend you a coin for you to use in this experiment. Look at the coin in the picture, or if you have a coin in your hand, try to look at it. What did you observe? Yes, there are two faces of a coin, the head and the tail. Now, the question is, what is the probability that the coin will land with head up? Did you know that the probability will help us to find out the answer to this question? If we say probability, it is the chance or likelihood that an event will happen. And it is the ratio of the number of ways an event can occur to the number of total possible outcomes. Or, use the formula probability equals number of outcomes of an event over total number of possible outcomes. If we toss the coin in our hand, which of the two faces of the coin show up? Yes, you may get a different result. Some might be head up or some might be tail up. When a coin is tossed, there are two possible outcomes. It is the head or the tail. Because the coin can land either with head up or tail up. This means that the total number of possible outcomes in tossing a coin is 2, while the chance of getting the head is only 1. Therefore, the probability of getting the head in tossing a coin once is 1 out of 2 or 1/2. It is the same on the probability of the coin that land will tail up, which also 1 out of 2 or 1/2. There are even or equal chances for these two events to happen. There is a 50% chance of getting a head in tossing a coin, and there is also a 50% chance of getting a tail in the given situation. These are also called equally likely events. To better understand the lesson, let's now try another experiment. In this experiment, we will use a die. Die is a singular form of dice, and let's call this experiment rolling a die. In this experiment, the die that we are going to use is a die where numbers of dots written in each face represents the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Using a simple probability experiment, let us try to answer the problem presented on the screen. The problem is, Adong and Andrix will play Scrabble. In order to know who will play first, they will roll a die with 6 faces. Whoever rolls the higher number will play first. What is the probability that a number 6 will appear when a die is rolled? How many faces of the die has 6 dots? Yes, it has only 1. How many faces does a die have? Correct. There are 6 faces of dots in a die. The symbol P with 6 stands for the probability of getting 6 dots in one roll of a 6-sided die. And that is 1 out of 6 or 1/6. The event of getting a 6 when a die is rolled once is unlikely to happen. Meaning, an event is unlikely to happen if there is a very small chance for it to happen. Its probability is greater than 0 but below 50%. Let us try to find the probability of the next problem. What is the probability of getting an odd number when a 6-faced die is rolled once? What are the odd numbers in a die? Bravo! The odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, and how many faces does a die have? Correct! There are 6 faces of dots in a die. Can you now give the probability of odd number when a die is rolled once? Very good. The probability of getting an odd number when a 6-faced die is rolled once is 3 out of 6 or 1/2 if we simplify the answer. It means that there is 50% of chance to get odd number, and same with the chances of getting the even number. These are equally likely events if event has even chance or it has 50% probability to happen. Alright, let us try the third example. What is the probability that a 7 dots will appear when a die is rolled? How many faces of the die has 7 dots? Correct. There is no 7 dots in the faces of the die. Then, what is the probability that a 7 dots will appear when a die is rolled? Very good. The answer is 0 out of 6 or 0/6. This is an impossible event because there is no face with 7 dots. It has a 0 probability and so it will never happen. This time, let us make it more exciting and a little challenging. Have you been experienced playing a basketball? Take a look at the picture. This is Andre and he is playing a basketball. Suppose that Andre attempts to make 10 free throws in a basketball game. What is the experimental probability of successful free throws that Andre will make? We will record the result of Andre's attempts for every free throw that he will do. For every successful free throw that he will make, we'll mark as 1, and for every missed throw, we mark it as 0. After this experiment, we will try to answer the question on the problem. There are two columns in the table that serves as our record. In first column, that is the numbers of attempts that Andre will do. And for the second column are the scores that Andre will make for every attempt. On Andre's first attempt, he missed the throw, so we record it as 0. On the second attempt, he made the free throw, and so with the third, fourth, and fifth attempt, so he made 4 consecutive free throws. But on the sixth attempt, he did not make it, so the result is 0. On the seventh attempt, he made it, so another one is recorded. But another missed throw is recorded in his 8th and 9th attempt. But luckily, he made a successful free throw on his last attempt. Based on the results that we have, how many successful free throws that Andre made? Yes, the number of successful free throws that Andre made is 6 out of 10 attempted free throws. The probability of successful free throws is 6 over 10, or to simplify the answer, it will be 3 over 5 or 3/5. In this experiment, we are looking for the probability of successful free throw, which is 6 over the total number of attempted throws, which is 10. That is how we get the probability of successful free throws, which is 6 over 10 or 3/5. What about the probability of missed free throws? Very good. The answer is 4 over 10. It is because there are 4 missed throws out of 10 attempted throws. And to simplify the answer, 4 over 10 is equal to 2 over 5 or 2/5. Remember, children, that by doing simple probability, we can determine the number of times an event may occur, use a table, and record the outcome of probability of experiment. What do you think is the good benefits of playing basketball? Yes, you are correct. Playing basketball will make our body healthy and strong. Same with other sports or physical activities such as volleyball, biking, walking, running, and many more. These activities are helpful to make us physically and mentally healthy, and of course, with the help of healthy eating habits. Alright, now you know about a simple probability, and I guess this time, you are now ready for our first activity. The direction says, write the correct answer on the space provided. I will give you 5 seconds to answer each problem. Are you ready? Alright, here we go. For problem number 1, from a class of 25 boys and 25 girls, what is the probability that a girl is chosen as the president of the math club? The choices are A, 0, B, 1 over 9, C, 1/2, or D, 3/4. Your 5 seconds start now. Time's up. The answer is letter C, 1/2. The probability that a girl is chosen as the president of the math club is 25 out of 50 pupils. That's why we get the answer 1/2. For problem number 2, what is the probability that a blue ball is thrown from a box with 9 red and 3 blue? The choices are A, 0, B, 1/4, C, 1/2, or D, 1. Your time starts now. Time's up. The answer is letter B, 1/4. The probability that a blue ball is thrown from a box is 3 out of 12 balls. That's why we get the answer 1/4. For problem number 3, what is the probability that a red candy is thrown from a box of red candy? The choices are A0, B 1/2, C 1, D 1/3. Your time starts now. Time's up. The answer is letter C, 1. The probability that a red candy is thrown from a box of red candy is 1. That is certain or sure to happen because the candies in the box are all red. For problem number 4, what is the probability that odd numbers of dots show up if a die is rolled? The choices are A0, B 1/2, C 1, or D 1/3. Your time starts now. Time's up. The answer is letter B, 1/2. The probability that odd numbers of dots show up if a die is rolled is 3 out of 6, and to simplify this, the answer is 1/2. For problem number 5, from tossing a coin, what is the probability of a tail shows up? The choices are A1, B 1/2, C 1/3, or D 1/4. Your 5 seconds start now. Time's up. The answer is letter B, 1/2. The probability of a tail shows up is 1 out of 2, or 1/2. Let's proceed to the second activity. The letters of the word mathematics are placed in a box. You are going to give the probability in fractional form. Are you ready? Alright, for item number 1, if you are to pick 1, what is the probability of picking letter F? Your 5 seconds start now. If your answer is 2/11, you are correct. It is because there are 2 letters of M out of 11 letters in the word mathematics. Number 2, what are the possible outcomes of clicking vowels? Your time starts now. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is 4/11. There are 4 vowels out of 11 letters in the word mathematics. The vowels in the box are A, E, A, and I. For item number 3, what is the probability of picking consonants? Your time starts now. Yes, the answer is 7/11. There are 7 consonants out of 11 letters in the word mathematics. The 7 consonants are M, T, H, M, T, C, and S. And for the last item, is there a chance that you can pick letter N? Your 5 seconds start now. Excellent! The answer is 0/11. It is because there is no letter N in the word mathematics. Alright, great job kids and congratulations. With these exercises that we made, I hope you enjoyed and please continue to answer the remaining problems on your activity sheets after our lesson. And before we end our lesson for this morning, let us recall what you have learned on this session. Probability is the chance or likelihood that an event will happen. It is the ratio of the number of ways an event could occur to the number of total possible outcomes. Remember, an experiment is a situation involving chance or probability that leads to results called outcomes. By doing simple probability, we can determine the number of times an event may occur. We use a table and record the outcome of probability of experiment. In a single trial experiment of probability, we may use the formula probability equals number of outcomes in an event over total number of possible outcomes. Or if your experiment contains many trials, you may use probability equals number of successes or number of frequencies over number of trials. This is the number of times that the experiment was done. Okay, there you go. Again, congratulations. Just do your best and apply what you have learned on this session. If you have more questions and clarifications about this lesson, you may ask your advisor or your subject teacher so they can assist you in answering your learning activity sheets. I hope you learned a lot today. I am Michelle Amiasay, your mathematics anchor teacher, broadcasting live here at Most Tarlac. Keep safe everyone, until next time.
Radyo Pilipino. Impormasyong may kalidad. Serbisyong may halaga. Saan mang bahagi ng Pilipinas. On air. Saan mang bahagi ng mundo. Online. Ano mang uri ng pamumuhay. Kasama. Katuwang. Kapinoy. Kabahagi mo. Radyo Pilipino. Radyo Pilipino.
Tuberculosis. Gaano katagal ang gamutan ng TB? Ang tuberculosis treatment ay umaabot ng 6 hanggang 8 buwan na pag-inom ng gamot. Kapag naman ito ay naantala, maaaring umabot ng 2 taon ang gamutan. Tandaan, ang TB ay hindi namamana, hindi nakukuha sa pagpapagod, pagpupuyat o pagkatuyo ng pawis sa likod. Hindi na ipapasa sa paghawak ng gamit ng taong may TB. Hindi nakukuha sa kagat ng lamok. Kaya kung may suspetsa, agad kumonsulta. Libre ito. Maging bahagi ng TB-Free Pinas. Konsultayo sa ating mga primary care provider para sa Healthy Pilipinas. Paalala mula sa Department of Health.
Para sa'yo, ano ang COVID-19?
Virus.
Malungkot.
Pagkawala. Pandemya.
Ito isang pahirap.
Si COVID-19 para kanyak kat biligro.
Sa nga pandemic, makurit nga magka-pandemic kaya makaradlok ito nga sakit halimbawa sugod ito ng virus nga nakasulod na aton, delikado ito parte ng mga tao.
Pandemic, ngayon para baga dapat ito nga distruso habang ko sa kalibutan.
Ikaw, paano ka makakatulong?
Para makuha natin itong mga pandemic, kinakailangan po protocol, social distancing, nganhin, may face mask.
Make sure na itamang prepare nga food,
naka-guidelines siyahan cleanliness, tapos pinapalo naman itong social distancing.
So kada kung driver ako, amo, nagkong kamihin mga barrier para ng motor, para proteksyon gihapon, birila para kung pati nga tatakong pamilya.
Mga tulong nga kami iwasan iti COVID-19, iti pamamagitan iti pagsunod ko, iti health protocol kan hanak arumwa DJ Balaymi. Sa gagayam ni Peter Amigable, salamat.
Ang ASEAN New Zealand Afforestation Project o ANZAP ay sumusunod at umaayon sa isa sa 5 haligi ng Provincial Government of Tarlac, kalikasan muna. Although Tarlac is landlocked, the province is teeming with natural resources and beauty, and we TarlakHenyos are the stewards of this bounty.
Kumusta mga giliw kong tagapakinig?
Nagbabalik ang inyong paaralang panghimpapawid,
Aral TarlakHenyo,
sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26,
at sa bayang naririnig sa DZTC 828,
Radyo Pilipino Tarlac.
Tayo rin ay napapanood sa FB Live ng RTV Tarlac Channel 26.
Sumasahimpapawid mula sa bayan ng Pura Tarlac,
mula sa bayan ng San Clemente,
mula rito sa Borok Elementary School, Pura Tarlac,
sa bayan ng Kapas Tarlac.
Ako, ang inyong guro,
na maghahatid sa inyo ng makabuluhang pagtalakay sa ating aralin.
Ang Tagalog ay ang wika ng mga taga-Quezon, Batangas, Bulacan at ng iba pang katutubong nagsasalita nito. Ang Filipino ay ang pambansang wika batay sa tinadhana ng 1987 Constitution. Tara na at matuto ng salitang Filipino. Manood at makinig ng Aral TarlakHenyo sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26 at sa bayang naririnig sa Radyo Pilipino, DZTZ 828 at napapanood din live sa FB page at YouTube channel ng RTV Tarlac, Channel 26. Manood at matuto ng ating mga aralin sa Filipino. Dito lang yan sa Aral TarlakHenyo. Ako si Ma'am Crystal May Aquino, ang inyong teacher broadcaster sa Filipino.
Magandang araw mga bata! Kumusta na kayo? Lalong-lalo na sa mga mag-aaral ng ika-4 na baitang na nanonood at nakikinig sa atin sa araw na ito. Samahan ninyo ako sa isang masayang pag-aaral. Sumasa inyo ang Aral TarlakHenyo mula sa RTV Tarlac, Channel 26 at sa bayang naririnig sa DZTZ 828, Radyo Pilipino Tarlac. Ako po, si Jaline D. Dalida, ang inyong teacher broadcaster para sa asignaturang Filipino, ika-4 na baitang. Mga bata, handa na ba kayo sa ating bagong aralin? Pero bago iyon, kailangang ihanda muna natin ang ating mga learners module. Activity sheet, ang inyong papel, pansulat, at pangkulay. Handa na ba ang mga ito? Mabuti naman kung ganun. Siguraduhin nasa komportableng lugar kayo at maayos na naririnig ang ating broadcast. Kumusta na kayo? Kumain na ba kayo? Mabuti naman kung ganun, nang maging alerto at makapagbahagi sa ating talakayan. Meron akong ipapagawa sa inyo. Alam kong mag-i-enjoy kayo sa ating gagawin. Ihanda ang malinis na papel, lapis, at Crayola. At sundin ninyo ang sasabihin ko. Handa na ba kayo? Kung handa na, bibilang tayo hanggang 3 at isigaw ninyo ang hashtag abakada. Ako, Bibo, kasi dapat. 1, 2, 3. Ako, Bibo, kasi dapat. Magaling! Tara, gawin na natin. Ito ang inyong gagawin. Una, kunin ninyo ang inyong malinis na papel. Ikalawa, gumuhit ng isang malaking puso sa gitna ng inyong papel. Isulat sa loob ng puso ang pangungusap na, "Mahal ko ang aking paaralan." At panghuli, kulayan ito ng pula. Mga bata, bibigyan ko kayo ng 1 minuto pa upang matapos ninyo ang gawain. Uulitin ko ulit ang mga panuto. Kunin ninyo ang inyong malinis na papel. Ikalawa, gumuhit ng isang malaking puso sa gitna ng inyong papel. Ikatlo, isulat sa loob ng puso ang pangusap na, "Mahal ko ang aking paaralan." At panghuli, kulayan ito ng pula. Habang ang lahat po ay abala sa kanilang gawain, tayo po ulit ay live na napapanood sa RTV Tarlac Channel 26 at sa bayan pa ring naririnig sa DZDC 828 Radyo Filipino Tarlac. O ayan, tapos na sila. Alam kong marami sa inyo ang nakagawa nito. Mga bata, kung ang ginawa ninyo ay ganito, magaling! Tama kayo! O yung iba, kumusta ang inyong ginawa? Ikaw ba ay nakasunod sa ibinigay na panuto? May mga pagkakataon bang ikaw ay naguluhan? Huwag kang mag-alala. Sapagkat sa araling ito ay iyong tutuklasin, susubukin, at pagyayamanin ang isang kasanayan na alam kong lubos mong kasasabikan at kagigiliwan. Halika! Palawakin pa natin ang ating kaalaman at galing sa pagsunod sa mga nakasulat na panuto. Simulan na natin ang ating aralin. Pagsunod sa panuto. Ano ang nakikita ninyo sa larawan? Tama! Ito ay mga kalamansi. Alam nyo ba na ang kalamansi ay isa sa mga sikat na prutas sa Pilipinas na madalas ay pinipiga na inilalagay sa lutuin ng mga Pilipino. Maliban dito, ito ay pangunahing sangkap sa paggawa ng kalamansi juice na itinuturing na isa sa mga pinakamasustansyang inumin sa buong mundo. Halika! Subukin nating gumawa ng juice mula sa kalamansi. Mabuti ito sa ating katawan, lalo na sa panahon ngayon ng pandemya. Pero, paano ba ang paggawa ng kalamansi juice? Ibahagi nga ninyo mga bata kung paano ang paggawa ng kalamansi juice. Pwede kayong mag-message sa ating FB Live o mag-text. Antayin ko ang inyong sagot. Bibigyan ko kayo ng 2 minuto para i-type ang inyong mga sagot sa chat box o i-text ang inyong sagot sa 0943 431 7515. Ayan! Ang dami kong nababasang comment at ang dami ko ring natanggap na text. May nabasa ako dito, galing kay Sian Flores. Ang sabi niya, eto po ang tamang panuto o hakbang sa paggawa ng kalamansi juice. Una, kumuha po ng 7 pirasong kalamansi. Ikalawa, hiwain ng kalamansi at pigain ito sa baso. Ikatlo, maglagay ng tubig at asukal, tapos haluin ito. Ikaapat, pagkatapos po ay maglagay ng yelo. Magaling! Tama ang iyong sagot. Ano kaya ang panuto? Ang panuto ay mga hakbang na gabay sa pagsasagawa ng tiyak na gawain na kailangang sundin. Ito ay maaring pabigkas o pasulat ng mga paraan. Tulad ng binigay na halimbawa kung paano gumawa ng juice mula sa kalamansi. Ang mabisang paluto ay malinaw, maikli, at tiyak ang pagkakalahad ng hakbang. Payak at madaling maunawaan ang mga salitang ginagamit. Nakatutulong ang pagsunod sa panuto upang maging maayos, mabilis, at gusto ang pagsasagawa ng gawain. Sa pagsunod sa panuto, mahalagang maunawaan ang bawat hakbang na ibinibigay. Kailangang suriin kung tama ang pagsunod upang matiyak na matagumpay na magagawa ang isang gawain. O mga bata, naiintindihan ba ninyo ang ating talakayan? Mabuti naman kung ganon. Narito naman ang ikatlong pagsubok. Panuto. Sundin ang mga sumusunod na panuto sa iyong sagutang papel. Una, gumuhit ng isang malaking bilog sa gitna ng papel. Ikalawa, sa loob ng bilog, gumuhit ng puso at kulayan ito ng pula. Ikatlo, gumawa ng kahon sa baba ng bilog. Ikaapat, isulat sa loob ng kahon ang abakada. Mga bata, bibigyan ko kayo ulit ng 2 minuto upang gawin ang mga panuto. Uulitin ko ang mga panuto. Una, gumuhit ng isang malaking bilog sa gitna ng papel. Ikalawa, sa loob ng bilog, gumuhit ng puso at kulayan ito ng pula. Ikatlo, gumawa ng kahon sa baba ng bilog. Ikaapat, isulat sa loob ng kahon ang abakada. Kung ang nagawa ninyo ay ganito, abay, magaling kayong sumunod. Parte na nating mga tao ang panuto. Napakahalaga nito sa pang-araw-araw nating buhay. Panuntunan ito na dapat nating sundin. Kagaya na lang kung ikaw ay nasa labas. Kailangan mong sumunod sa mga panuto o panuntunan. Halimbawa na lang, ilaw trapiko o traffic light. Isa sa pinakamaraming violation ng motorist sa kalsada ay ang hindi pagsunod sa traffic lights. Alam mo ba talaga ang ibig sabihin ng ilaw trapiko na ito? Halika, pag-aralan natin. Ang tunay na kahulugan ng green o berde sa traffic light ay go o pwede na umandar. Ibig sabihin, malayang makakaandar ang lahat ng mga sasakyan. Ang kulay yellow o dilaw ay nangangahulugang caution o iba yung pag-iingat. Dahil ilang segundo na lang ay mag-stop signal na. Kaya huwag nang piliting umandar, lalo na sa intersection. Ang kulay pula naman o red light ay nangangahulugang stop o tigil na. Kaya ingat sa pagmamaneho para iwas perwisyo. O mga bata, naiintindihan ba ninyo ang tamang panuto sa pagsunod ng ilaw trapiko? Magaling kung ganon. Upang lubos na masanay ka sa pagsunod sa mga panuto, isagawa at sundin ang sumusunod na panuto. Una, iguhit ang larawan ng bahay sa malinis na papel. Ikalawa, ulayan ang bubong ng berde. Tatlo, ulayan ang bintana ng pula. Kaapat, ulayan ng pinto ng dilaw. Kalima, gumuhit ng isang ulap sa itaas na kanang bahagi ng bahay. Kaanim, ulayan ang ulap ng asul. Nagawa mo ba ang mga ito? Kung hindi pa, sige, uulitin ko para makasabay kayo sa ating panuto. Bibigyan ko kayo ulit ng 2 minuto upang magawa ang mga panuto. Una, guhit ang larawan ng bahay sa malinis na papel. Ikalawa, ulayan ang bubong ng berde. Ikatlo, ulayan ang bintana ng pula. Ikaapat, ulayan ang pinto ng dilaw. Kalima, umuhit ng isang ulap sa itaas na kanang bahagi ng bahay. Kaanim, ulayan ang ulap ng asul. na ba kayo mga bata? Kung ganito ang naging itsura ng kinulayan mong bahay, panalo ka! Kaya naman, binabati kita. Nasunod mo ang mga binigay na panuto. Napakagaling ninyo! Dahil nakuha ninyo ang lahat ng tamang sagot. Batid ko na naunawaan na ninyo ang ating aralin. May katanungan pa ba? Mukhang wala na. Basta laging tatandaan, maging mahusay sa pagsunod sa panuto. Dahil maaari rin itong makaapekto sa ating buhay. Piliin ang tama at gawin ang nararapat. Isang leksyon na naman ang ating natapos. Siguraduhin tumutok sa ating pampaaralang himpapawid dito lamang sa RTV Tarlac Channel 26 at sa bayang naririnig sa DZTC 828 Radyo Pilipino Tarlac. Hanggang sa muli, ako po si Jalyn B. Dalida, ang inyong guro sa Filipino. Ika-4 na baitang. Laging tandaan ang hashtag abakada. Ako bibo kasi dapat sa Filipino ng Aral TarlakHenyo. Paalam!